Welcome to weeks 5 and 6. So congratulations on getting through the first bit of the program. You're a third of the way through. We've introduced now the front flips portion to the outer half of the plate. And what we're going to see today is we're going to see a continuation of T work. We're going to see front flips throughout the whole strike zone. Now we're going inside with those flips. We're still going to end with the line drive contest to team build and to keep things competitive. But here we go. Let's get right into weeks 5 and weeks 6. So again, sample schedule for 60 minutes. We're going to start with a mental goal impression. We're going to start with that Miggy. We're going to go straight into T sequences. Those are going to, again, be the same sequence as weeks 3 and 4 with the concentration on front flips later. Make sure as a reminder that we're encouraging our players to be at or close to game speed on that T sequence. Then we're going to do 2 optional exercises. We're going to go straight into front flips, and then we're going to end with that line drive contest. So let's get right into the T sequence for weeks 5 and 6. We're going to start with middle away 3, middle in 3, and then you switch. Second set, middle away 3, middle in 3, and then you switch again. Then away 3, middle away 3, and then you go in 5. And on this in 5 sequence, raise up the T a little bit and really get that player to concentrate on getting that ball in the air and being inside that baseball or softball on that in portion, where their bat path is going to the inside part of the baseball, or at least behind it, but not around it. This is going to be the most challenging location for your players. Set number 5 is in 5. Middle away 1. Set number 6 is in 1, middle away 1, and end on hard contact regardless. That's your T sequence. Then your optional exercises, again, no more than 2, and you can pick from these options. So the samurai drill is very similar to balance point, except we're going to take a couple of hops leading up to the T, and what we've got is we've got our T and our T map here. We've got it set up middle, and we're going to start out here with our front foot behind the front foot line, but what we're really going to do is we're going to take a couple steps back, okay, and that T is going to be right out front. So what this is really going to do is going to teach extension to the hitter. We're really huge fans of extension. It's how you get power. Okay, so the samurai is going to look like this. You're going to hit a balance point, right? And you're going to have a hop to get ground, a hop to get ground and balance, and then from this position, with this foot up, you're going to approach and really take a swing hard. Okay, this is a really hard, aggressive, loose, tension-free, but aggressive swing to really get out and get that drill, get the extension out front, so that you've got a real sense of being able to get into this back leg and to corkscrew all the way through. That's the samurai drill. Diver drill. Now this is one of the drills that I personally love. It gets a lot of issues out quickly. There's a lot of different things that are minor in nature that can be solved with the diver drill. This is a really awesome drill. It's not unique to me, but it is something that we use quite a bit with map hitting. So first of all, we've got our T, we've got our T map that we're using. We'll start middle. This is where most things will take place, middle. But you can also move the T around on the hit line to be able to maximize the value depending on what each hitter's doing. So the diver drill, literally getting into the hitter's stance, right? Front foot is behind the front foot line. The hitter's going to get into his stance. All he or she is going to do is we're going to take our front foot and go back, just like the diver, just like on a diving board. So visualization is going to be the hitter's going to be on a diving board, right? The idea of this, as the hitter's going, is to be able to fire into the inside part of this back foot and to be able to stay behind center, okay? In the approach of the hitter, in the separation of the hitter, as we're coming forward, you see when I get back to here, I'm getting back to center, I'm not getting out over center, but I'm getting back to here where I'm able to rotationally hit the baseball and really corkscrew and get all of my hip and my hip action into it. This is for hitters who have chronically, our front foot hitters, they can't seem to get back. This is for guys and girls that maybe golf and finish naturally golf swinging like this. There's some application to it. It helps you stay through the baseball, but in order to hit doubles and home runs, okay, we need to use our back half really meaningfully. It looks just like this. Hitter's going to start at his stance, his or her stance. We're going to feet together. The hitter's going to come up and swing. So that's the diver drill. You can also, in this scenario, you can also have the hitter start a little bit deeper if the hitter needs to start a little bit deeper, but you want to get back to this place right to center. That's the diver drill, the candle drill. So this is a really interesting one, okay? Because a lot of hitters have their hands and their shoulders glued together. Really what's happening is you've got independence in your hands and independence in your shoulders. This drill just helps to be able to separate the two. We're going to visualize the bat as a candle with wax and the flame coming up and the wax not wanting to be spilled, okay? So the movement in the hitter's going to be to the pitcher, to the back, to the pitcher, to the back, and swing. Now notice the bat's not doing this like a pendulum because the wax would fall. What this is doing, one, it verticalizes the bat a little bit, but two, it gets the hands moving independent of the shoulders. You don't want to see the hitter doing this. You want to see the hitter doing this. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of a tip maybe, but you want to visualize like, okay, if it's a candle, I don't want to spill the candle. Okay, so that's carry the candle. Looks a lot just like this. Now the other part of this is that when we do this, the first two are usually just the hands, 1, 2, and then the whole body gets into it, and then we swing, okay? So it looks like this. Front, back. So we're really trying to get the whole body and the whole body in rhythm as we're doing that. That's carry the candle. So the options we're presenting you for the optional exercises are a little bit more challenging, a little bit more advanced, but definitely manageable. Next, we're going to do front flips. How you're going to do these front flips are you're going to be a minimum of 7 to 10 reps per player. You're going to use the whole strike zone now. So my one suggestion would be to start everybody out in their first set or two with middle away, and away. Start in the outside part of the plate. Allow the players' hands to start to work to the inside of the baseball or softball, and make sure that that's part of their hitting entry into the zone. Later, when you go into the inner portion of the plate, you'll be able to see that player's entry as it was when it was on the outside part of the plate. In weeks 5 and 6, we want the velocity to still be medium. We don't want the hitter to feel overwhelmed. We don't want that velocity element in there just yet. Just trust us on this. First half of the program shouldn't have any sort of pressure to be able to be on time with any sort of velocity element. Just stick with medium velocity at the most. You can do underhand only, but now the overhand is okay to introduce here instead of underhand flips, in front flips. If you'd like to go overhand, if you're on the baseball side of this, then go ahead and go overhand. Make sure that you, again, reference the when I get ready, you get ready video to make sure that your hitters are loading properly and the timing is down in the correct place. So on flips, on front flips, we want a minimum of 5 sets of 7 to 10 reps per set. So as long as your players are getting a minimum of 50 swings on front flips, you're good. You can go over that a little bit if you've got a little bit more time. Pay attention to the players' hands. Make sure that there aren't any complaints about blisters or about things that are, hands being sore. You might have experienced that early on in the program. Just stay attentive to that, because we don't want to have the players to have any excuses at this point when things start to ramp up. So you're going to finish with the line drive contest, and that's a nice way of finishing from a team standpoint. You can shuffle those teams however you want to do it. You can get creative there at the end. And that is weeks 5 and 6. Weeks 7 and 8 are coming up in the next 2 weeks, you're going to see the introduction of breaking balls there and some other things. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Good luck with this next session.